friends, welcome back to my channel. Here today to start the Springathon vlog. I'm a little late because Springathon started on May 3rd. Today is Tuesday, May 7th. I'm late, but I wanted to jump right in. Springathon, if you're new to hearing about it, is the readathon that celebrates nature writing. The readathon is hosted by Heidi at My Reading Life, Doris at All the Books, Natalie from A Curious Reader, and Emma from A Cup of Books. I will link all their channels down below, so if you're new to hearing about the readathon and you want to participate, it's not too late to join. It goes until Sunday, May 19th, so there's lots of time to still get involved, still get immersed in some nature writing, and just find some books about nature that you can love while you're also enjoying the gift of nature. So I'm outside to launch my video because even though we're not quite ready for the spring in terms of our backyard, being ready for the outdoor living, this is to celebrate the process, because right now I'm all about celebrating the process of becoming. There are a lot of things that I'm working on, a lot of goals that I'm working towards, and I don't just want to celebrate the accomplishment, I also want to celebrate the process of getting there. So one of the things that I have been doing in April, Peter from Comfy Cozy Up hosted another iteration in the journaling challenge, daily journaling. And so in the month of April, I actually journaled a lot. I fell off towards the end of the month, mostly when I was on my trip to Jamaica. There were a couple of days when I didn't write anything, and I feel the difference when I'm keeping all my thoughts, keeping all of them as just thoughts. I feel better when I pour them out. I'm able to just be a little bit more refreshed, I suppose, when I write down the thoughts that I'm having, so I can process them and then just kind of leave them on the paper. So I am back to continue with journaling. This was a journal that my friend Patrice just sent to me. I have two friends named Patrice Jones, who now has a YouTube channel, 2 Minutes on Books. Go check her out. I will link her down below, even though not quite Springathon related, but want to celebrate Patrice. I have another friend named Patrice who I call Tara. We have been friends since childhood, and on the day, I'm not kidding, on the day when I picked up my journal and I said, oh, I have to buy some journals today because I have one more page left. So I was gonna click on Amazon, because you know Amazon will get me a new journal here the next day. A box came from Patrice and she sent me like 5 notebooks. I will insert the footage right here where I opened that box. And yeah, she sent me some journals. She said, I saw you've been journaling, because she follows me on social media. So I picked this one just because it is most similar to my previous journal in that it has the little elastic right here where you can tuck your pen. And I find that to be really helpful, because quite often my bag feels like a hole, feels like a dark hole where things disappear, including pens. So it's always good to have my pen alongside my journal so I can write whenever I feel like it. So in my journal, which is a brand new journal, I haven't yet written in it, but I did write the dates for Springathon, Friday, May 3rd to Sunday, May 19th. So all of that to say, Springathon. This is going to be my first book, but I'm not going to be able to tell you about it. It is a candidate for the BookTube Prize, and this is the first. Maybe I can tell you about it, because this is the first of the books that I'm reading, and I know that is probably going to give you a little bit of a gasp, because you'll be like, Karen, isn't this the second month of the judging process? Yes, you would be correct. You would be absolutely correct in thinking that I only have about 3 weeks and 6 books, 6 novels to read, some of them big novels to read in those 3 weeks. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna start with The Vaster Wilds by Lauren Groff, nature writing. So I'm gonna be reading this. This is my first book for Springathon, and I can't tell you too much about it, but I will tell you what I can. I'll tell you what I can. And then I guess my promise to you is that the Springathon vlogs won't end with just me reading this book, because I would like to tell you about some nature writing that I'm reading. So now I'm gonna be going to pick up my kiddo, and I don't know, I had this crazy thought. If I could find someone for us to have a play date, so I could take the kids to the playground, but I can't take a child without their parent. So I'm hoping that I'll see like one of my daughter's classmates. I'm hoping that one of their parents will be there. So I'm gonna have to leave now. You know, you gotta plan for your prayers to be answered. So I'm loading up the cooler with some ices and some juices and some water, and bringing along packing of muffins and some chips at the last minute and a lot of healthy snacks. But, you know, maybe just for half an hour at the park, this is okay. I hope so.
Yes, sweetheart, I love it.
We had a great time, but now we're not ready to leave because she doesn't want to be separated from her friend. But we had a great time. There's no disputing the fact that we had a great time, right?
I got some surprises for you.
You got some surprises for me?
I got a surprise for you.
What's the surprise? Oh, thank you. You want us to blow them together?
Yes.
Okay, so let's blow them together. Make a wish.
First, let's make a wish.
Okay, what's your wish?
My wish is that I wish that I had an amazing, colorful doll.
You wish you had an amazing, colorful doll? Is that to tell me something? Okay. And that's our car. Okay, thank you. I'll take them.
I started doing this fitness challenge with the youth group that I work with at church. So every evening at 7:30 we get on Zoom and we do a workout video together. It's our first week, so we're starting with 10 exercises. It's going well. It's going well.
Quick, she scrambled upright. Upright.
Mm-hmm.
She told herself, and in their fear and anguish.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Yeah, in her fear and anguish.
Mm-hmm. And legs move faster.
Very good. Thank you. You read it again. It's not quite a nature walk.
The bottom looks like butterflies.
Yeah, the bottom looks like butterflies.
Yeah.
It's not quite a nature walk, but we did find these beautiful purple flowers right outside our gate. So Springathon continues. Did you have a good day at school?
Oh yes, I am.
What was the best part?
The best part was everything.
The best part was everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
We go to Nana's vegetable garden.
Very good.
They're closing their eyes.
Yeah, they're closing their eyes.
Nana says growing her own vegetables saves her trips.
Very good. Saves
to
her trips.
the supermarket.
Very
and
good.
Helps keep our earth healthy.
Very good.
We plant some beans. I will watch them grow all the summer.
Very nice. You're a good reader.
Wait. I see birds. There's squirrels, raccoons, and bunny. So many animals make this forest their home.
Good job.
What if they didn't have a place to live?
Have you ever read this book before? This is the first time you're seeing it? Wow. You're so impressive.
I can read it.
Yes, you can read it. I knew you could.
Why are you laughing with that huh?
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing with that, huh? I'm just so proud of you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll just continue to read.
Thank you.
We walk to, I'll just stop here for now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So bye-bye, friends.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
It's 7:05. It's 7:05, and I'm as tired as they come because I've been up since about 2:30. I shouldn't have stayed up. My daughter woke up crying because her ear is hurting her. And after she cried for about half an hour, and then she went back to sleep. I know I should have gone back to sleep, but then I started reading. Why would a 4-year-old have an earache? Because, yeah, we traveled in an airplane, but that was a week ago. So bottom line is, I still don't know why she has an earache, except that I think she may be getting a cold. I am tired. I should not have still been up for the last 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours worth of sleep. I just robbed myself, and I wasn't reading much. I read a little bit. I am reading this. It has nothing to do with Springathon, but I'm enjoying it. I'm buddy reading it. So I'm going to get back to this book today. But like I said, this is a BookTube prize reads. I still can't tell you about it. So to be true to this Springathon vlog, I do need to start something new. I need to find a nature book that I can read, that I can tell you about. And I have the perfect candidate. Mother Nature by Jedidiah Jenkins was gifted to me by the publishers, Penguin Random House. And that's the author right there. And here's what the book is about. When his mother turns 70, Jedidiah is reminded of a sobering truth: our parents won't live forever. So he and Barbara have talked about taking a trip together, and this is the book that is the record of that trip, I think. So the publishers gifted this to me several months ago. I've been wanting to read it ever since. And I think now is that time. So I'm going to start this today so I can have a book to tell you about. And with that, she is up. How do you feel? Feel better? Good job. The science activity this week in my daughter's class is they have these caterpillars and they're watching them morph into butterflies. But they also have ladybug larvae. I had no idea that ladybugs went through this growth cycle. I had no idea that they were larvae before they became bugs. How did I not know that? These are looking really well. So those over there, those are zinnia flowers. They are the dwarf zinnia plants. We got a box from the Dollar Tree. So we had planted them a couple of years ago and we're gonna do it again. This time I think we're gonna keep them in here just because they don't, I remember when I yanked them up at the end of the season, the roots were not very deep, so I think they could stay in those. These need to be transplanted, but I'm waiting to get some raised flower beds because we haven't been getting the kind of yield from the ground that we would like, that I would like. So this year we're gonna experiment with some flower beds so we have like real control over what kind of soil they get. So these are just the seeds that we had planted 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so taking them outside today to get some sunlight. Meanwhile, I also get some sunlight. I know I'm saying that even though I'm in the shade, but let's just be realistic with our expectations, all right? But I did want to come outside for a little bit because it is Springathon. And I'm going to be starting this book right here, Mother Nature by Jedidiah Jenkins. Also going to do a little morning journaling because it is about 9 o'clock in the morning. I just dropped off my daughter to school, and even though I do want to go back to sleep, I'm going to take advantage of the morning and see how productive I can get. So productivity starts with bringing a pen. Here's a pen. I found a pen! You know, I said that the reason that I love this journal was because it had the little tab where you can put the pen, but then I left my journal on the table. My daughter took out the pen to do her homework. So, not because she doesn't have access to other pens, but because mommy's things are always just more attractive, right? So today's Thursday. but I didn't journal yesterday, so I'm a little tempted to still do a record for yesterday, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So here's how it begins. A 5,000-mile journey to discover if a mother and son can survive their differences. This is going to be very interesting, coming off spending 10 days with my mom, where I know I wasn't always the best daughter, even when I was growing up. And I think there are times now where my mom would probably want to tell me off, but she doesn't, because she doesn't see me that often. So that's very interesting to just kind of ruminate over. And there are these quotes in the front of the book. Do you read those? Like, all right, here we go. This rupture between parents and their children is what happens, like I was just saying, over and over with every new generation. Man, my daughter and I sometimes. There's nothing for it, no remedy, no answer. Who is right? They're both right. And they're both wrong, and neither will ever understand the other. And here's the other one. The road has its own reasons, and no two travelers will have the same understanding of those reasons, if indeed they come to an understanding of them at all. That's from Cormac McCarthy, The Crossing. The previous one was from Keith Gesson. He's reviewing Ivan Turgenev's Fathers and Sons for the New Yorker. Okay, so mother, comma, nature. Here's how it begins. Let me begin with a parable. It comes from India. The blind monks and the elephant. It goes like this. You know the story. There's a group of blind monks living on the edge of town. They have lived in their monastery for many years, passing the time in peace and prayer, until one day when a strange new animal is brought to the village. It is called an elephant. Word of its arrival is spread to every house, and crowds form in the town square day and night. The monk decide that they want to go experience this creature. They've never heard of such a thing, and they want to touch it. Something about the arguing makes the men double down on their memories, certain not only of their picture of the elephant, but that the others must be delusional. In many versions of the story, the community of monks falls apart and they go their separate ways. So that's an interesting beginning to this story. I was supposed to have been buddy reading this with my friend Columbus, but I wanted to pick it up because it is Springathon. So Columbus and I are just going to have to talk about it another time. I didn't realize that the author was a gay man. Here on page 8, the author is relating this experience where he got into an accident, and the firefighter who he's moderately attracted to and his friend are there checking him out. And so he decides to call his mom. He calls his mom to tell her that he got into an accident and asking her to come and pick him up. And while he's telling her, he starts to cry because it's this realization that he's actually in this position. And so he says, I hung up, mortified that my friend and the firefighters had seen me cry. And then in parentheses, he writes, I use mortified here on purpose. A friend realized a few years ago that the word acts as a gaydar tripwire. If you wonder if your friend is gay, ask him to tell an embarrassing story. If he says he was mortified when such a thing happened, he's gay. Straight people don't use that word. If you're a straight person, do you use the word mortified? And if you're a gay person, do you use the word mortified? Let's talk about this, whether or not this is true. So just found that interesting. Has nothing to do with the nature writing, but I find that to be quite an interesting tidbit. The trees, like this is the perfect time. This is the perfect weather. This is the perfect season for me. I love that the trees were bare just a few weeks ago, but here they are in all their glory. And the birds are just like reveling in the fact that their home is redecorated for the spring. I love it. Something about reading outside where you get natural bookmarks, because this just fell from the tree above, just fell right into my book, just at the point where I'm thinking about going to get a snack. I think it's too early though, because I'm still only at page 13. But I'm celebrating that, you know, some part of nature fell on my book as I'm reading Mother Nature. Yay! Okay, this seemed like a good place to stop. You know, I was I don't know where my natural bookmark is because I'm back inside. So I'll just use this side of my dust jacket because I never have a bookmark when I need one. So I'm really liking this, and what I'm finding out is that the cover photo might not actually be the author. It might be the author's father and mother, because I'm assuming this is his mom, so I just assume this would have been his mom, the mom and son. But in the book, he is talking about his parents having gone on this really long hike, even before he was born. That when they met while the father was already on this trek. And so when he married the mom, she joined him for the hike. And so they did this almost cross country. I think he said 5,000 mile or 3,000 mile from New Orleans to Oregon, I think is where, man, sometimes the details don't stick. But because that happened, because that happened in the 1970s, well, now mom and son are driving the route that father and mother took decades earlier. I think that's exquisitely cool. The author introduces his mother very early in the book as his mother being a force of nature, just because she's so powerful in his life. And so I'm finding that to be a quite interesting take on this title. So yeah, I'm really loving this so far. I wanted to do a little bit of decluttering, so I went through the shoebox and found these shoes that we are ready to get rid of. I actually took these out to donate, but I'm gonna let my daughter try those on and see if they still fit, because they are a size 9 and she's really wearing a 10 now. But we have an event next week where she's going to need black shoes. And so if they can fit her for that event, then I'll let her wear them for that, because she won't need them again for a long time. It's her uniform for her adventurers. So I'll let her try them on this evening when she gets home. And if they don't fit, then I have to replace them. This bag I've been meaning to throw out for a while, but I think what I'm gonna do is fill the bag with these shoes and drop them off. I'm thinking that this may actually be a really good bag for someone to take something home in. It is a Samsonite, because I used to load this stuff up with everything that I could manage to carry. So yeah, I'm gonna put these in and take them. I'm gonna take them to church on Saturday. Really just went to print something, but Springathon is coming up, and I know that we want to read this book because I loved What Storm, What Thunder. So what stage is this? What stage is this called? Huh? You know.
They made a chrysalis.
They made a chrysalis. Very good.
Another one on that.
You see another one? Show me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's some little ladybugs. These are what your little friends in class. These are what they're going to become. Yeah, there.
This is all the
Very
ladybugs.
pretty. Yeah.
Look at me.
Hi.
I'm having so much fun.
It looks like you're having so much fun.
Now you. I wish that I had a toy swing for my dolls.
Okay. Good job.
Mommy!
Yes.
My wish came true.
Your wish came true already.
Just see Bethany. Mommy was 3 plus 2.
Count it. Good job. When it's raining but you have a nature book to review, so you come outside. Hi friends, yes, I know it's crazy, but it is Springathon, so I wanted to come outside to film my review of Mother Nature by Jedidiah Jenkins. I was not prepared for what this book was going to be. I thought nature writing, a man and his mom taking this huge road trip across the country, and all the nature that they would see, all the trees and all the plants, and a record of the birds and the flowers and the streams that they would, you know, pass and maybe skip rocks in. There's a little bit of a mention of that, but the focus of this book is the relationship between this man and his mother. Him acknowledging that his mother is a force of nature in his life, and that just like there are things about nature that we may not completely love, but we know we can't change them, he comes to acknowledge that about his mother towards the end of the book. So the author is a gay man, and his mother is an evangelical Christian. So they have very differing core beliefs, and it's not, I think they try to change themselves. I think they have wrestled with that, but they've definitely tried to change each other. And the book is about coming to acceptance of the other person's choices, even if you don't completely endorse them. And that was really interesting. Like, it's pretty riveting to read the discourse between these two people, like who they are, how they've come to be who they are. This is just about 220 pages, and it is riveting. I read this up in just a little over a day. So highly recommend this if you're looking for something that is really well written. The author is an author. He's a writer in his own right. He's not just writing about his relationship with his mother. And I love that even though for a big part of the book he is kind of seeing his mother, the force of nature that she has been, and him maybe trying to get her to come around more to his perspective, even in his desire to do so, he still accepts her. He loves her. He portrays her as this very beautiful, complete woman. I love how he shares all the things that she's interested in and all the things that she does. She loves elephants. And I love the little tidbits of information that pepper this book, because while it shows the interests of the people who are here, it's also really intriguing to learn for myself, like things that I learned in this book about this phrase that emerged like in the 18 or 1900s, I can't remember now, but it was about going to see the elephant, and that meant going on almost an adventure, going out to go see the rest of the world, and how it morphed into people saying, well, he went to see the elephant, but he didn't really see the elephant because he didn't accomplish the thing that he wanted. But sometimes it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And of course, because there are these two different viewpoints being projected here, we see the conversations, like real-time conversations between these two people. Wherever you are on that spectrum, wherever you are on that political discourse, I think you could enjoy reading this and seeing the other view also being expounded in a very eloquent way. So I really enjoyed this, and I hope you will too. Thank you so much to the publishers, Penguin Random House, for having sent me this copy, and I loved it, so I'm going to recommend it to you. It was my review of Jedidiah Jenkins's memoir, Mother Nature. Pick it up if you can. Pick it up if you're interested. That's how we're going to be wrapping up this vlog for Springathon. I don't know how many other nature writing books I will get to for Springathon, because I also have BookTube prize reading to do, but it's such a lovely day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back for the next video. Until then, happy reading. Bye.